Both Biden and Trump are also vying for the crucial Hispanic and Latino vote, which analysts believe could play a decisive role in a very tight race. In Nevada, the group was critical to Biden's win in 2020 and is expected to play an important role in this year's election. So for more on all of this, we want to bring in CBS News campaign reporter Nidia Cavazos. She spoke to some Hispanic and Latino voters in Las Vegas. So Nidia, what are the most pressing issues in this election for Hispanic voters that you spoke to?
Good morning, Anne-Marie. When it comes down to Latino voters here in the state of Nevada, the most pressing issue to them is the economy. And of course, this is true for voters all across the board. But here in Nevada, Latino voters are saying that they care about the rising cost of living, the living situation, their wages that continue to not necessarily meet the cost of living here in the state of Nevada. And of course, we consider that Nevada has a large service industry. So they care about the economy, and this is what they're concerned about. But the Latino voters who I also spoke to here in Nevada say that they know and they're well aware that tonight is the first presidential debate, and they're going to be listening in closely because they say some of them have not truly made up their mind. While the economy is the most important issue all across these voters, and they continue to express it, that's not necessarily the only issue that's important to them. They also commonly bring up immigration. And while some of them say that they're hoping that Biden will truly fulfill his 2020 campaign promises, they say they also want to see border security. And when we talk to a lot of the young Latino voters here in Nevada, they also bring up reproductive rights. They care about the war abroad. They want to see an end to it. And so some of them say that while they're leaning more towards supporting Biden, some of them also say that they're doing so reluctantly. Let's take a listen.
I could never support Trump, and I reluctantly support Biden.
I am an independent voter, so I'm still looking at my options. I'm really big on policies, even though the fact that Trump doesn't care about the Latino community.
I am leaning a little more towards Biden, but I can't confidently say I'm particularly, how would you say, like, partial to one another.
My goodness, like not a single real ringing endorsement for either of these candidates. How crucial is the Hispanic vote for these candidates in this election?
The Hispanic vote here in Nevada will be crucial. Again, this is a battleground state, and it really comes down to every single vote. And it comes down to the margins to determine, is it going to be Biden? Is it going to be Trump who's going to win this state? We know that in 2020, Biden did win Nevada, but we also have to factor in that the Hispanic population and the young voters are also increasingly growing here in the state of Nevada. And as we just heard from them, these are young Latino voters who are not necessarily decided for either Biden or Trump, and they're still shopping around. And so this is also why we're continuing to see that campaigns are pouring in their money, and we see that there is a level of engagement among young Latino voters here. They're going to be listening in closely to what Biden and Trump have to say tonight.
You know, one of the mistakes that previous candidates and the parties have made in the past is making the assumption that Latino voters, Hispanic voters, feel the same about single issues like immigration, when really there's a range in perspectives. What have the Biden camps and the Trump camps, what have they been doing to try and court this segment of the voting population?
Well, in their latest attempts to court Latino voters, we're seeing that the vice president, for example, she's going to be in Nevada, in Las Vegas specifically on Friday, and this is specifically to court Latino voters. And she's expected to speak on abortion rights, reproductive rights, but also addressing other situations and topics like immigration, for example. And we saw it this past Monday when she was also in Arizona, another battleground state. And again, this was an event specifically to target Latino voters. So we know that they're actively campaigning here, and we also just saw former President Donald Trump campaigning here in Nevada. And when I spoke to the Trump campaign earlier this week and I asked them, how do you respond to the different types of efforts that Democrats are doing to court Latino voters, especially when it comes to abortion rights? And as we've seen that they've invested money into ads, especially playing in critical times like the soccer tournament, for example, they continue to rely and say that, Hispanics care about the economy, and in their words, they've said no matter how much they try, they're relying on abortion as an issue to mobilize voters because according to the Trump campaign spokesperson who I spoke to, said they cannot necessarily say the same thing about the economy and immigration.
All right, Nidia, thank you very much. So you've heard us say it all morning long. Follow along with CBS News 24/7 for the first presidential debate. Coverage will begin streaming today at 5 p.m. Eastern on America Decides. The debate begins at 9 p.m. Eastern.